Coming up tonight, given the state of criminal activity in this country, the Minister of National Security says this administration will be addressing possible changes to the parole and re-entry bill soon. Plus, we bleed blue, while the Sigmas and the Zetas claim to. Details on their blue blood drive up ahead. Stay close for that. And officials say the names of the top 10 finalists of the Bahamas 50th Independent Song Competition are in. This is straight ahead as Our News Weekend starts now. This is Our News Weekend edition. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Megan Shepard. Minister of National Security Wayne Monroe addressing possible changes to the parole and re-entry bill soon. This as he was the keynote speaker at a local Rotary Club meeting earlier this week. The minister says the government will be open to feedback in the near future.
The concept is very simple. In case you didn't know, for everything other than firearms offenses, if you are sentenced to, for every 12 months you are sentenced to, you get 4 months off automatically when you reach the prison. So if you are sentenced to 12 months, they give you a release date that's 8 months from that date. If you misbehave, they can take back and add months on.
Monroe adding that if an offender commits a crime upon release, they do not serve the 4 months that were taken off the original sentence. Here's the proposed changes to the bill.
We intend to reverse that. We intend to make you accountable, or it's proposed that you be accountable for every day that you're sentenced to, and that you serve this time, some of it in the correctional facility and some of it in the community, and so that you can get a flavor for what it's about. If you get 12 months and you're paroled after 8 months and you come out of prison and you commit an offense on the first day, you're returned to prison to serve the balance of the 4 months because you did not behave in the community.
He says the concept is to ensure that offenders essentially learn to behave.
And so to think about that, someone who is sentenced to 10 years in prison actually will be released 3 years, and if my maths is correct, 4 months early. And so if you get a sentence of 10 years and you're released 40 months early, you better behave for that 40 months, or you will go back to serve that 40 months in the correctional facility because you've demonstrated to us that you don't want to abide by the rules that we have placed.
Now, following the presentation, Monroe was asked about the possibility of establishing a halfway house in the Bahamas to assist offenders in their return to society.
When you deal with parole, a big part of parole will involve housing after you leave the correctional facility. That is something that Commissioner Clare and his team is looking at. Of course, as I say, it requires society buy-in because everyone is going to say they don't want it in their neighborhood, and you can't have that if you expect to house people.
Meantime, State Minister for the Public Service Pia Glover-Roll says each country should evaluate if they should remove the king as head of state and not look at what other countries are doing. Her comments come after Foreign Affairs and Public Service Minister Fred Mitchell said it's time for constitutional change and for a Bahamian head of state.
I believe that each country has to look at its own specific dynamics. It's not a wise thing to do what others are doing because you don't know the reasons why others are doing it. I am certain the conversation has come up since the Queen's passing, so I'm certain that whatever we decide as a country will be decided first at cabinet level with a lot of dialogue, with a lot of decisions in terms of the pros and the cons, and from a place of ensuring that we are working cohesively as first of all as a government, as a cabinet, and ensuring that the way forward for the country is what is the main focus of any moves that we decide to make in that regard.
Education Minister Gladys Hannah Martin has also expressed her support for the move. In November 2021, Barbados became the first country in the region to remove the Queen as its head of state. Following this, 6 Caribbean countries, including the Bahamas, indicated their intention to remove the Queen as head of state. When asked her personal views on the matter, Glover Roll said this.
I feel that we have to weigh the pros and the cons. Have I sat down and done that personally? No. But I believe that in all things, you look at the facts. Has there been benefit? Is there benefit in us as a young 50-year-old nation detaching ourselves? And once we weigh those peculiars and those particulars, then we can make a decision.
The Coalition of Independents is seeking to shoot down claims the party is just a distraction. Leader Lincoln Bain says the COI is fighting for the Bahamian people. Bethany McDermott reports.
Recent years saw the emergence of a new political group, birthed out of an activist movement. The Coalition of Independents came about ahead of the last general election with a mandate to hold the government's feet to the fire on a number of hot-button issues. Leader Lincoln Bain says the fight is for Bahamians.
The Coalition of Independents grew out of an activist movement, okay? And we have been standing up for the Bahamian people under 2 administrations. Under the Free National Movement, we held the government's ministers' feet to the fire more than the PLP did at the time. We had, if you remember, protests under the minister administration. When there were lockdowns, we protested and caused ministers to break the lockdowns.
Under the New Day government, Bain maintains his party is continuing to hold the government accountable. But how are they funded? In a sit-down with Our News this week, he sought to clear the air.
We are not funded by any special interests. We are funded by the Bahamian people, by regular people. We're not going to be funded by any oligarch or any special interest, because we are not going to owe them when we come to power. The only persons we are going to owe are the Bahamian people.
The group has taken a stand on a number of issues, namely immigration, amid a spike of migrant apprehensions. COI members have also been vocal on the Shantytown matter. Bain says the party is growing. He says it's constantly getting calls from concerned Bahamians who are dissatisfied with the way the country is being governed. Party Chairman Charlotte Green says the party now intends to appoint shadow ministers.
We have a lot of persons joining the organization. Our committees are growing. This coming June 2nd, we're going to have our rally. Our rally is going to showcase our shadow ministers. We're not going to roll out all of them. We're just going to roll out a few key persons to explain to persons exactly what to expect in their respective ministries.
At the party's upcoming rally, Bain says all will see just who is behind the COI.
The Coalition of Independents is a group of regular Bahamians who've decided to come together, and I mean qualified Bahamians, CPAs, lawyers, doctors, engineers, educators have come together, and we have decided that we can take our country where it needs to go, because the career politicians have been failing us. And we are going to bring this change.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Bethany McDermott.
Thanks, Bethany. Over $1 million worth of suspected marijuana confiscated in Bahamian waters recently. The drug bust was a collaborative effort between officers of the Drug Enforcement Administration, Nassau Bahamas Country Office, Drug Enforcement Unit, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Air Marine Operations, and the United States Coast Guard. The maritime interdiction occurred around 1:30 p.m. on May 18th, some 40 miles southwest of Crooked Island. Preliminary reports are that while in the area, officers observed a go-fast vessel. The 2 males, who upon seeing the officers, began throwing packages suspected to be dangerous drugs into the water. As the officers approached the vessel, the men reportedly sped off, which resulted in a short chase. They were eventually apprehended and their 33 crocus sacks of suspected marijuana confiscated after being retrieved from the water. The drugs weigh an estimated 1,142 pounds. The suspects, aged 44 and 36 years, are both Bahamians. Investigations continue. And still to come on Our News Weekend, with the Holmes Rock Junior High School 90% complete, the Minister of Education says she is cautiously optimistic it will open for the upcoming school year. Stay close for the details. And one Grand Bahamian straw vendor remains hopeful. All of that and more when Our News Weekend returns.
At Doctors Hospital, our lamp just got brighter. The Loyalty Advantage membership program now has 3 unique plans to choose from. From Lamp Prepaid with free prime care visits and service line discounts, Lamp Insured with copay waivers and 0 upfront collections at the ER and inpatient services, or our new Lamp Access, a free plan that offers 10% off labs, pharmacy, and imaging. Lamp has a plan for everyone. To sign up, visit our website or give us a call. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now.
With the Holmes Rocket Junior High School in Grand Bahama more than 90% complete, Education Minister Glenys Hannah Martin says she's cautiously optimistic that the school will open for the upcoming school year. Ground was broken for the Holmes Rocket Junior High School in 2016, and there have been a number of delays over the years. Hannah Martin, along with Works Minister Alfred Sayers, recently on the island touring the West Grand Bahama School.
That has been under construction for a long time, and during the last administration, I'm told there was no confident energy behind the continued construction. I went there with the Minister of Works, and there are some just fine-tuning and tying up issues. So they're promising that come the next school year, which would be in the fall, that school will be open. I'm cautiously optimistic, but I did say cautiously because, based on what we've seen, it's just, but I know we're going to finish it at some point, but I hope it's sooner rather than later.
As for what the institution will be named, well, Hannah Martin says that is up for community consultation.
That is what the practice requires, that the community participates in the naming of institutions and buildings in their communities, and certainly we will do it in that case.
Though many have left the International Bazaar after fires and now demolition, there remains one. We met straw vendor Joycelyn Green. She believes the bazaar will make a return. Bethany McDermott has her story.
The International Bazaar in Grand Bahama now a virtual ghost town as tractors move in to demolish and clear the property. As our news visited the site this week, we met Joycelyn Green. She's the only straw vendor we met on the property. She does her part to clean the property.
I am so glad to sit here and just be a part to clean this place. I does the cleaning and everything. When it was broken down, I cleaned the plant flowers tree and so on like that. I just love to be a part of this place.
We met her plaiting some straw work. We asked her how has business been for her, as it seems not many people pass her way. She tells a similar story to the straw vendors at Port Lucaya Marketplace. She says it hasn't been much.
It wasn't that much, but whatever, after tourists come to pass, they'll walk in and they see something they like what I make with my hand, and I weave, they will purchase it.
But you don't see as many people coming?
No, not many. But I'm happy and I'm satisfied because I realize tourists don't like too many funny looking things.
She believes Grand Bahama and the International Bazaar will return to their former glory.
I do believe this place will come back again someday. By the grace of God and the power of His might, God will bring it back one more time. But Joycelyn praying that God will shine the light of salvation one more time in the Bazaar.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Bethany McDermott.
Great outlook, Miss Joycelyn. So do I. Thanks, Bethany. The Rotary clubs in Grand Bahama doing their part to give back to those in need of housing in the East End community recently. You may remember that hundreds of families lost their homes in that area during Hurricane Dorian. Area Governor Clifford Bowe says the program will continue.
We already have funds earmarked for some of the renovations for persons who did not lose everything. Let's say the structure was partially destroyed, but they need help with maybe some roof work, maybe some sheetrock work, maybe some plumbing work, and that would be the next phase from here over the coming weeks.
James Sarles of Rotary sharing some of the efforts made by Rotary over the years.
We've repaired 1,000 homes. In this area right here, we repaired 120 boats. We've given away 60 engines, so boat engines, putting the fishermen back to work. And so this is a happy day here. This is the 22nd home, primarily from our generous donor TK Foundation. Team Sea Grape, a group of men that Rotary's put together, has built these homes in record time. So we're really happy to be out here to give back to the community and take people who are basically homeless, displaced, give them a home, give them a chance, and give them hope to get back on their feet.
When Our News Weekend comes back from the break, 50 days to 50 years, the independence celebrations are moving forward, upward, onward. And we bleed blue. Well, at least the Sigmas and the Zetas do. Details of the Blue Blood Drive are on the way when Our News Weekend returns from the break. Welcome back. The road to the 50th anniversary of independence kicking into high gear as the grand celebration gets closer. Chair of the Independence Secretariat, High Commissioner Leslie Miller-Bryce, sharing two events slated for tomorrow, Sunday, May 21st.
On Sunday, May 21st, the National Ecumenical Church Service will be held under the theme, A National Call to Prayer. The service is being held at Evangelistic Temple, Collins Avenue, and Fort Terrace, Centerville at 4 p.m. On Sunday, we also begin the 50th Independence Flag Relay with a brief ceremony including Family Island officials, the church community, school children, along with members of the Secretariat. The first stop is Eleuthera, and over the next few weeks, we will visit each and every Family Island. These two events signal the 50-day countdown to 50.
And on Monday, May 29th, she says the excitement continues.
The 50th on Bay Street Festival will take place on Monday, May 29th. Bay Street will buzz with live chef demonstrations, artisans, food, beverages, and confections. Come and enjoy this exciting street festival with live performances by bands, acoustic performance, dancers, and performing arts, showcasing Bahamian talent and entertainment. If you haven't done so yet, please visit www.celebrate-bahamas.com to see our full calendar of events.
Every year on May 15th, the United Nations commemorates International Day of Families, a day designed to bring greater awareness to the importance of families in society. Here at home, the Marriage, Children, Family Alliance movement is highlighting the occasion by hosting a conference on policy, parenting, and programming. McFam founder Cheryl Joaquin Alexandra explains.
Family policy, parenting, and programming, in which we're inviting all stakeholders to come to the table and have a discussion about how we're going to move our country forward on the road to 50. We're going to look at how families are doing generally. Are we working to being strengthened, or do we need some work? And we're inviting all stakeholders to be a part. We need backing, we need support, we need financial support, we need moral support, because this is so important. It's important, it's crucial to the development of our country.
The one-day conference takes place on Thursday, May 25th at Super Club Breezes, and guest speakers include a senior pastor at Bahamas Faith Ministries, Pastor Dave Burrows. Here's what he hopes to share on that day.
We're going to be focusing in on the power of family, how the family can actually change a country, reduce crime, reduce suicide, reduce mental health issues, and increase well-being, increase achievement, and just make the country more prosperous and a better place.
Two philanthropic organizations, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity and Zeta Phi Beta Sorority, teaming up to host a blood drive recently to assist in replenishing the blood deficit at the Red Cross headquarters. The blood drive comes as health officials continue to push the message that local blood banks are in dire need of blood. Now, both graduate chapters partnered with the undergraduate chapters at the University of the Bahamas.
very important for us as an organization to take part in such initiatives. As you know, a lot of persons are in need of blood. We see daily advertisement or flyers going around for donations of blood.
Well, our country is very small. Okay, our hospitals are very small, and for whatever reason, I think blood tends to lack most times. And so anytime that we could come together, anytime we can pool together, give blood as much as we can, stock it up, it can save someone's life.
Blood is a commodity in the Bahamas, and here at the Beta Beta Lambda Chapter 5 of Phi Beta Sigma, we wanted to entail and live up to our motto, culture service and service for humanity, by not yet participating and donating blood, but by help organizing it.
Doctors Hospital Blood Bank led the charge in screening and collecting blood. Officials say they were pleased with the donation as it exceeded the normal collection rate for blood drives. Awesome initiative. Lots of rain yesterday, but it's Carnival weekend, so the sun is out. The weather report is on its way to see what's in store for all you Carnival concert goers. Stay close. And the names of the top 10 finalists of the Bahamas' 50th Independent Song Competition are in. You will know who they are just after the break when Our News Weekend returns. Welcome back. It's Bahamas Carnival weekend. Hope the revelers had good weather today for the road march. Let's take a look at what to expect tonight during that hot Buju Banton headlining concert. Chair of the Independent Secretariat, Her Excellency Leslia Miller-Bryce, excited about the level of talent showcased as she announced the top 10 finalists of the Bahamas' 50th Independent Song Competition. She says the heartfelt messages within the songs depict what national pride is all about. And in no particular order, the top 10 finalists.
By Zoe Turner. The Greatest Place on Earth, James Hepburn. It's a Celebration, Georgina Martin. Golden Jubilee, Nicholas Hyler. Black, Aqua and Gold, Aisha McPhee. Together as One, Carrington McKenzie. One Nation, Chris Carey. My Bahama Land, Ebony Gibson. Soar, Antonio Thompson. One Nation's Legacy, Dale Knowles.
She says there were nearly 200 submissions with a team of music professionals taking 3 days to narrow down the stiff competition. Here's what's next for the finalists.
Their songs will be produced and mastered. The artists will maintain ownership, but the Secretariat will continue to use their songs for promotional purposes prior to and after the independence celebrations. Get ready, Bahamas. We are headed to the road to announce the top 3.
Miller-Bryce also announcing the winners of the National Poetry Competition under the theme One Nation, Our Legacy, Our Future.
In the primary division, we have Delia Culmer of Woodcock Primary School as the winner. In second place, Daniel Roca of Uriah McPhee Primary School. In third place, Caitlin Bukes of Lyford Key International School. That is the primary division. In the junior high division, Gabrielle Pinder of Temple Christian. She is the overall winner. Renisha Brown, Deep Creek Middle School, she got second place. Nevaeh Kerr of Kingsway Academy, congratulations on your third place winning. In the high school division, our winner was from CV Bethel High School, Shamar Nottage. In second place, CV Bethel High School, Shekinah Richardson. And in third place, Adara Pratt of Kingsway Academy.
And if you missed these two competitions, she says there are 3 more on the way.
The 50th Independence Float Parade, Junkanoo, and the home decorating competitions are on the way.
Congratulations to all of the finalists and winners. And thank you so much for joining us for our News Weekend. On behalf of our producer and the entire technical team, I'm Megan Shepard. Continue to have a safe and wonderful Carnival weekend.